Okay, so my name is Brett Yancey, and we're going to review how to do a few summary statistics formulas within Excel. And let's just start off real easy. So for this one, we're going to do the mean, right? And to get the mean, what we want is to type in equals average, open parentheses, and here's our data set over here. We have about 100 numbers. We're going to start with this one. And now so I just left clicked, right? Now I'm going to hold shift, left click again at the last number, and then still while holding shift, close parenthesis, we have our average, okay? Now for this one, our standard error, we want to calculate what the standard deviation of a sample is with our count, and then divide that number by the square root of our count, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll type in stdev.s. So I'll do that again. Equals stdev.s, open parenthesis. I'll click the first number within my data block. So I left click, I hold down shift, I left click again. Here we have our standard deviation of this data set. Now, the second part of the equation is to get the square root of our sample. So, again, what I'm going to do is I'll type in equals square root, open parentheses, count. Now we have the count of this sample right here. And so I'm going to left click, hold down shift, left click again, close parentheses. Now I need a second close parentheses to complete the formula. So I'll do that now. Now we have our square root. Finally, you take your standard deviation, right, divided by square root of our sample, we get 2.58. The next function that we're going to do is the median. And so for this one, we'll do equals, type in median, and as you can see, Excel does a good job of auto-populating these functions, and that has little tooltips that really describe what those things are. So I'll click again, open parentheses, left click, hold down shift, left click again, highlighting this whole data set, close parentheses, equals, we have our median. No, this is not correct. Okay, so next one is we want mode. So I'll do equals sign, mode, and you can see Excel's bringing up a couple different modal functions. For this specific data set, we're doing this one, right? And the tooltip does, again, a good job of describing that. So I'll just go ahead and click that instead of, well, it's not going to do it. Mode.sngl, open parentheses, I left click, hold down shift, left click again, close parentheses, move our mode. All right, standard deviation, most loved function on all statistics. So to get our standard deviation of a sample, we're going to do equals stdev, right? And it brings up several options for standard deviation. In this case, we're going to use the sample deviation dot s. Right? Estimate standard deviation based on a sample, ignores logical values and text in the sample. That's fine. Open parentheses, highlight our data set, close parentheses, enter. Oh, didn't like something that I did. Open parentheses, data set good, 25.83. Perfect. All right, so this one we want our sample variance. So I'm going to type in equals VAR, which will bring up your various variance tools within Excel. And do dot S, open parentheses, close it, variance. Kurtosis, another fun statistical function, equals Kurt, open parentheses, left click, hold down shift, left click again, close parentheses, got our kurtosis. Skew, this one's an easy one. So range, you have to basically combine two functions within Excel to get. And so for this one, we're going to do equals or max, right? Because the range is the highest number less the lowest number within a data set. So we want the range, left click, minus the min, left click, hold down shift, left click again, close parentheses. We have our range. And so this is just the minimum. And this is just the maximum. Again, so the smallest and largest numbers. Oops. Left, hold down shift, left click, close parentheses. Sum, it's counting easy. We want to count. What's the total number of numbers in our data set? And again, maybe the text words the questions, ask which is the largest and which is the smallest. Of course, the largest is going to be the maximum. The highest number within this data set, which is 107. And the min, of course, will be the lowest number in our data set, which in this case is 1. So lastly, and this is probably the most complex function that we'll go over today, is we want a confidence interval of 95% for this number. And so when you're doing this, you have to remember what is alpha, right? So alpha is going to be 1 minus your confidence interval, which in this case is 95%. So we got 1 minus 0.95 equals alpha. Just put that in parentheses so Excel doesn't hate it. Okay, so we'll do equals 1 minus 0.95. We get 0.05. So the second number that we need to know within this formula is going to be our standard deviation. Looks like that should be a S, not a P. My bad. Okay, and the last number that we need is the count. Okay, so essentially Excel is going to compute our confidence level based on these three elements that we've already determined above, right? So we're going to go to this box. We'll do equals confidence dot T, open parentheses. We want our alpha, which is 0.05. We want our standard deviation. The last number that we want is the count, which remember was 100. And we computed our count right here. We have 5.13. All right, and so that's just a summary of how to do some basic statistics functions within Excel. A lot of these can be done with the analysis tool pack via automation, which is kind of nice. But I really wanted to show you how to do these individual on a case-by-case basis. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.